So I overheard you both talking about him going to meetings in Washington. Is he having a hard time?
It was just a friendly reminder.
It's just that the last time Mark had a problem, he was away from home testifying in one of his cases. He'd just been promoted at work.
This is a little different.
I think it's exactly the same. And even if it
Look,
wasn't, it would...
I get it. Things have been stressful for both of you.
I guess Mark told you about my flash forward? Of course. Anyway, he's just fixated now on the idea that in 6 months' time I'm going to be sleeping with another man, which is insane, but his whole job depends on these flash forwards coming true, so...
Mark's an alcoholic, Olivia. He doesn't need a reason to drink. He drinks because he drinks.
I know.
If you're asking me whether I think he's going to take a drink...
I am.
Are you asking for him or for you?
No. I love him, Aaron. I know I can't control him. It's the hardest part about all of this.
Trust always is with an alcoholic. But if you can't trust Mark, who can you trust?
So if you want to understand why the Senate hearings were closed, you'd have to ask a senator. But I'm willing to wager it's because national security issues will be discussed. Next question. Scott.
Mr. President, 3 weeks since the blackouts, and there's still no centralized agency to deal with the consequences. What is your response to critics who say that your administration hasn't learned from the lessons of 9/11 and Katrina?
Well, today's hearings have been convened to address just this issue. We're coordinating our responses, we're redirecting funds to the most promising leads, and we're dropping investigations which are not producing results. When I've finalized my vice presidential choice, he or she will supervise these efforts. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. Why aren't you sharing what you saw in your flash forward, Mr. President?
Mr. Obregon, like many other world leaders, I'm following the policy of not revealing what I saw.
Mr. President, sir, I'm sorry to wake you, but something's happened.
I'm thinking about the present, not the future, Oscar. We have too much to do. Thank you all.
Mr. Whittaker, please follow me.
Why, exactly? Has your office set up its own investigation without getting authorization from FBI headquarters?
Well, to be perfectly honest, in my flash forward, I seemed to be, or rather, the LA office seemed to be at the center of the blackout investigation.
Really? And how did you determine this?
Here we go. In my vision, I was running point on something called Mosaic. I had a case board set up in my office, covered in clues, pictures, leads, everything that you would see in an ongoing, fruitful investigation.
In other words, you're investigating this because you had a vision of investigating this.
Okay. You have a bulletin board with lots of nice pictures on it, but what led you to assume your investigation would actually amount to anything?